Where are the Home Alone cast now? Macaulay Culkin and the rest of the stars. From Macaulay Culkin to John Hurt, let's take a trip down memory lane and see what the Home Alone cast is up to now. As hard as it might be to believe, it's been 28 years since Home Alone hit the big screen and brought the world all the festive joy. It was a smash hit and cemented its place in our years and festive schedules, not to mention it raked it in becoming the third highest grossing film of all time worldwide, behind Star Wars and E.T. The hit comedy blockbuster, made a true Christmas classic by Macaulay Culkin's child star performance as little Kevin McAllister, was released in 1990. Yup, it's been that long, and it's hard to recognize some of the cast after all this time, with the leading lad now 38 years old. Between him and Daniel Stern, the magic of the movie has been kept alive. How could we ever forget the lessons it taught us? What happens when you leave a kid alone and how to cope with temporary abandonment and burglary? Ever wondered what's happened to the stars? Let's take a trip down memory lane with one of our favorite fictional families. Macaulay Culkin, Kevin McAllister. After starring in Home Alone, Culkin went on to appear in Only the Lonely and My Girl, before reprising his most famous role in the 1992 sequel Lost in New York. The next 2 years saw him in the likes of The Good Son, Getting Even with Dad, and Richie Rich, with his big screen roles becoming more infrequent over the last decade. He also became a friend to the stars, not only becoming close friends to the late king of pop Michael Jackson, but also dating Mila Kunis for 8 years before their split in 2010. These days he plays kazoo and sings for Velvet Underground. He has also been seen on stage with the Pizza Underground, a food-based covers band playing Velvet Underground hits. He was also the subject of an online death hoax. Catherine O'Hara, Kate McAllister. Starring in Beetlejuice was a highlight of Catherine O'Hara's career before Home Alone came knocking. Since then, she has forged a varied CV across TV and film, including voicing Sally in The Nightmare Before Christmas and roles in the likes of Chicken Little and The Life Before This. She's also had success on the small screen, playing Carol Ward in a number of episodes of 6 Feet Under. Catherine joined the cast of Glenn Martin, DDS for 2 seasons as Jackie Martin, and since 2016 has starred as Moira Rose in sitcom Schitt's Creek. John Hurt, Peter McAllister. John Hurt, who starred as Kevin's dad Peter, sadly died in July 2017. The star was found dead in a hotel room in Palo Alto, California, on Friday, July 21, according to TMZ. Following Home Alone, he appeared in 1992's Gladiator as John Riley, and is credited with a role in at least one movie every year since 1987. Hurt had a long list of credits, going all the way back to 1975, when he starred in TV movie Valley Forge. He went on to star in Big, Beaches, and Gladiator. Devin Rattray, Buzz McAllister. The part of bullying Big Brother Buzz is still Devin Rattray's most famous role, despite the 41-year-old actor staying in the industry after reprising his role in 1992. Devin played a number of bullying characters in the early 90s, landing roles in Little Monsters and Dennis the Menace. He took on roles in the hit series, Law & Order, SVU, as well as in Ryan Reynolds' movie R.I.P.D. He is also in a band called Little Bill and the Beckleys, performing as the band's singer, guitarist and lyricist. He was recast in Home Alone 4, with Gideon Jacobs taking on the role. Roberts Blossom, Old Man Marley. The late Roberts Blossom gave a stellar performance as Kevin's misunderstood neighbor Old Man Marley. However, whilst he kept busy until the end of the 1990s, his final big screen credit was 1995's The Quick and the Dead. He went on to make appearances in television films like The American Clock, 1993, and Balloon Farm, 1999, before his retirement, during which he spent his time writing poetry. He died in 2011 after an acute stroke aged 87. Joe Pesci, Harry. By the time he starred as Burglar Harry in Home Alone, Joe Pesci already had an impressive resume. He picked up a BAFTA award for Best Newcomer in Raging Bull, 1980, and a decade later got an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor as he once again teamed up with Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese. The trio worked together again in 1995 on Casino. He also starred in JFK Gone Fishing and Lethal Weapon 3 and 4. Since the turn of the century, he made a cameo appearance in The Good Shepherd, before starring in Love Ranch in 2010, and he has lent his voice to the character of Comer in the English version of Sava. Heart of the Warrior. Daniel Stern, Marv. Like Pesci, Daniel Stern enjoyed success before Home Alone in the likes of Breaking Away, It's My Turn and City Slickers. After taking on the role of hapless criminal Marv, which he reprised alongside Pesci's Harry in the sequel. He would go on to star in Bushwhacked, as well as narrating the Wonder Years TV series. He also volunteers quite a bit, with his charity work through the Malibu Foundation for Youth and Families, his services towards education and visiting U.S. troops on Iraq in 2003. In 2009, he was given the President's Call to Service Award by Barack Obama, which is the nation's highest honor for volunteering. Hilary Wolf, Megan McAllister. Now a former child star, Hilary Wolf is known for playing Megan, but best known for starring as Laura in Big Girls Don't Cry, They Get Even in 1992. Now 41, the actress has diversified her talents and has written a book, The Not So Zen Mom. She is also a two-time Olympian in Jakarta. Kieran Culkin, Fuller McAllister. Yes, Culkin is in Macaulay's younger brother. Kieran began his career as a child actor with his brother. He starred alongside him in the Home Alone movies but went on to star in feature films including Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, 2010, Father of the Bride, 1991, and She's All That, 1999. He's still acting, with a role in Succession, a TV series that aired last year.